All right, the draws for UEFA Champions League were made earlier on today, and for the playoff round, victory will help you get into the knockout phase of the UEFA Champions League, and promises to be very, very exciting. Well, it's time for me to unveil my special guest on the show tonight. This guy is a tough political analyst. He's a member of the ruling party, but he's a very good friend. And today, no politics. He's going to be talking football. He's been on the show before, and it's amazing how much football Ayobami Oyalowo knows. And you could probably ask yourself, maybe if he wasn't doing the political activism, he would probably have been one of us analyzing sports regularly on Sports Tonight. But the Godfather. Thank you. Good to have you. I hope you will not be tempted to talk about either APC or PDP today.
No football.
It's football. No politics
today. It's just football. Football.
All right, the big league starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've been enjoying the English Premier League for so many seasons.
Those 2 months of
was like
it's always like
how did you cope?
Life is
how did you cope?
Many of us, well, initially the Copa America helped the beat. Then eventually I had to start reading. Just to nothing to look forward to on Saturdays and Sunday, and maybe some Monday nights too. Well, the preseason helped a bit, but you know they are not always the same thing. It's never like when the big teams hit heads together and knock horns. Like what we are looking at tomorrow now, you see Manchester United against Tottenham. Yes, you know that the season is truly back.
Okay, let's talk about the English Premier League now. But I also want to encourage you that our league is improving.
Well, you know, we had this discussion a few days ago.
Yes.
I mean, I think one of our matches in, I think it's the Adama Sigba own, about 10,000 people came to watch, and I was shocked.
12,000, 11,000, 10,000
so,
people are beginning
it's
to
improving,
watch.
and like I told you off air about some other time, I think Amaju Pinnick looks like he knows what he's doing. I just pray that it is not all motion and no action. From the way he's going, if he continues that way, I see something good happening in our league. We need it. I mean, we can't forever rely on bringing in foreigners to come and play for us, begging people like Jordan Ibe now saying he doesn't want to play for Nigeria. We don't need such things. If we really groom our own players, yes, we should be able to build our own team from the home. Yes, a few people will still travel abroad to make money outside, but our league should be attractive enough that our players won't have to go for trials in Europe any longer. They can be seen and bought straight on. That's what I want to see. That's my own prayer for Nigeria League.
I told you that this guy knows his football. I told you, he knows his football. All right, but what are you expecting this season?
This season is
I don't want to talk about your affiliation and the club you support. I'll leave that for towards the end of the show.
This season is going to be massive. You see, the expectations are high. People have spent money. Manchester United is buying everything that is working on. What will you say, well, I saw the same thing last season. That was what I thought. I was scared last season when they were buying. But I think a wise man once said a good team should not buy more than 3 players for every summer. And the danger is that when you do that, you have a way of stabilizing the team balance. And you look at it, when we take it 3 years down the line, QPR got some money and they were buying and buying everybody they could buy. And what happened?
They bought relegation.
Then Tottenham sold Gareth Bale, and they didn't learn from that. They just jumped into the market,
started buying
everything they could buy. We saw how it ended. Liverpool did it last season. I mean, did it 2 seasons ago, and did it again this last season. The moment they sold Suarez, they were just buying everything that could walk on 2 feet and could kick a ball. And we all saw what happened. Now, Man U did it last season. I mean, you bought Angel Di Maria for 59 million, 59.7. You're now selling for 45. And you see that kind of huge loss. I mean, they've gone again. They pay Memphis, they pay Schwarzenegger. I mean, I like Schwarzenegger, but I would have wanted the Schwarzenegger of 4 years ago. Look at his depreciation level. Last season, they played only 15 matches. Upper season, he played 23. The POR, 27. So he's on a trajectory that looks like he's dropping. But I hope I'm wrong, but that is what the stats shows. He's been depreciating in terms of number of appearances, and that is injury age. He's 32 now or something. So
what are you looking at as probably going to finish in
the usual team? Chelsea is a defending champion, and you can't take it away from them. I see Chelsea up there and about. If they don't win it, then somebody else will have to take it from them. But Chelsea looks good for their money. They have done what I expected of a good team.
Keep the bulk of the team together.
The team together, and if need be, refresh here and there. I mean, that is wisdom. They have a strong team last season. They had 12, how many points? About 12 points or 10 points ahead of...
they ended the season long
long
in fact,
ago.
they told their players
others.
to go on vacation and they were just choosing games.
And they kept the bulk of that team. So the momentum is on their side. But they are starting a bit wobbly. They've lost 2 games now in a row.
They've lost the
Arsenal
Community
game
Shield.
and
The confidence is low.
Yeah. But that is not anything. I mean, you trust Mourinho knows how to bring his boys back to shape when the chips are really down. But yes, I see Chelsea, they are up and about.
Other teams that you feel could end in the top 4?
Yes.
You said the same.
The top 4 is likely to be the same thing that we see this last season.
Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, Man City.
It may be a different arrangement, but the same top 4. Liverpool, I don't see them doing well. And the reason is not far-fetched. They keep buying and buying and buying, but they're not buying very well. But for once, I like the buying of Benteke. But if you remember, Benteke was injured a few while back.
He's injury
prone. He made the World Cup. He missed the World Cup. And since he came back, he hasn't been the same Benteke. But he had a good preseason this time around. There's no injury. So if he goes with that, then Liverpool will be a bit dangerous. Let's hope they can keep Sturridge fit too. If Sturridge is fit,
that's very key.
He will be able to play off Benteke, and they might cause a few problems. But I really don't see them doing too well. I see them maybe 5th, 6th, not 4. They can't make 4.
Look at the team. Who do you see struggle and probably go down?
The ones that just came up, the Norwich, City, Bournemouth.
We have Watford. We have our boy Watford.
I think Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa has been struggling for the past 2 seasons. They barely escape relegation
Newcastle
continuously. And I'll come to Newcastle. They escaped relegation 2 seasons ago. Last season they were just lucky too, and they have not changed much. So I don't know. Maybe something will happen.
This is the season that the luck will run out.
This is their season. Kipria did it, manage. Then suddenly they went down. So Aston Villa looks not a sure bet, but they are shaky too. They are shaky. So yes, I would want Norwich to do it because of our boy, but you see,
Watford.
Watford. The reality of football is that. Odion Igalo, well, it's good for Nigerian football, yes. But I wish he was playing for maybe West Brom, for instance, or something that could at least make the middle of
get to 40 points and then stay up.
So I'm not too sure of Watford because I remember they came before. So this is not their first time coming. They keep coming and going. They don't spend more than 2-3 seasons and they are back. So, but Bournemouth is the only team that is coming for the first time, and I want to see what they bring into the table. I don't want to quickly write them off, but after 2-3 games, we'll begin to see where they stand. Maybe they can truly mix it with the big boys, or they are just a pretender to the Premier League. Maybe they'll just go back to where they belong, the Championship. Yes, the 3 teams at Aston Villa. And then Newcastle, they've had a rough deal with their owner. He's a homeboy. He loves the club.
They survived on the last day of the season.
But he seems to have a problem with the fans. The fans of Newcastle, I think they rate their team bigger than what they are saying. I think that's the problem.
Because they have a long history.
Yeah, they have a great history. But Aston Villa has a bigger history. I can start telling you from the time of the Alan Wigan and all the other. Aston Villa had a longer history. So it is not. See, football is dynamic, and you don't just buy anything. And like I keep saying, when you buy 7-6 players to start a season, it's always a danger because you have a team before. What you need to do is look at where the weaknesses are. Then look for who can back up for who. Not just buying anything that can work and kick football. So that is the danger with some of these teams. And that is the problem I'm seeing with Manchester United. I would have said Manchester United could win the league, but I think they can't win the league.
Okay, let's do something very quickly. Opening day fixtures for the season starting tomorrow. Excitement in the air. Everybody looking forward to what they hope will be the most competitive season ever, according to Jose Mourinho. Chelsea will be up against Swansea. West Brom against Manchester City. Arsenal will welcome West Ham. That's on Sunday. You have Manchester United against Tottenham. That's already
the first game.
First game of the season, and already it's a big one for these two teams. And then you have Stoke City against Liverpool. You have Everton against Watford. Newcastle United against Southampton. Leicester City against Sunderland. Norwich City against Crystal Palace, Bournemouth against Aston Villa. That looks like a relegation dogfight starting on the first day of the season. Well, Ayo, before I allow you to go, let me now let the cat out of the bag because you're an Arsenal fan.
I'm an Arsenal fan, no doubt.
Arsenal want to buy Benzema. What do you think about it?
I told you earlier. I'm afraid about this.
Do you want Benzema?
If I had my way, I don't really like Benzema.
What changes do you want to see? You want your team to stay strengthened with all the players that you have?
We have an excellent team as it is. All we need, and I tell everybody, is just one more person to help Giroud. I have a problem with Giroud. This is a great guy. This is a guy who scores good goals. But this is a guy when there are times it could be so frustrating, you feel like killing him. there are days when you just want to go in there
and remove him from the field.
But on his own day, he's an excellent guy. So Giroud is a good player. But I rather than look for Benzema, if I was making a decision, I would have preferred a Lewandowski.
But is he available? He's not available.
Well,
you have to go for what is available.
No player is unavailable.
If the money is right.
If the money is there. We all know this.
Cash now.
If the money is there, no player is unavailable. I don't know, but you know, when guy is a man who look at value, he wouldn't want to throw money around. So I'd rather we look at the first 2-3 games and then see if we really want a striker, rather than just buy anything. But if we buy Benzema, I'll be happy because the truth is Benzema is a good player. And like I said, Benzema starts with that of Giroud is not that much. There's not much difference between both. But I think Benzema's his problem is because he has to play for somebody who is ahead of him. That's
Real Madrid.
Yeah. So if he comes to an Arsenal, for instance, where he's within a team where he's the fulcrum of the attack, he's likely to have a better strike rate, from what I think. So I can't say, but I think Benzema truly is an upgrade on Giroud. But I don't think it's worth the amount they are banding, and I'm not sure that economists want to pay that kind of money.
The professor.
The professor, he wants value for his money. If Lewandowski was available, I would have preferred him because he offers something different, nimble, faster, that can take player off their rail, dribble and move around. Yes, but Giroud is not Benzema is not a bad player. But as it is, Arsenal has a great team. The team spirit is strong, and they've had a very great end of the season last season. They ended very strongly. I think they got the highest number of points. Now, the problem Arsenal always have is to start slow. They start slow, and then by the time they catch up, it's always too late. But something happened that most people are not talking about. Wenger realized this problem. He has bought somebody to partner with Forsyth, that is the fitness trainer. So we have 2 now, and he has bought another guy, a new physio, to come and join. So he's strengthening the back room. So hopefully the injury front can avoid bad injuries to their big players. Arsenal can be there and about with Chelsea at the end of the day. So I'm seeing an Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal, then Man U, Man City as the main contenders
for the title this season. Yeah. I think this guy should stop politics and just come to sports. I'm sure a lot of you agree with me. I just stop politics and come to sports. Politics is in the blood.
We do all. That's why I'm here. Anytime I'm in Lagos, we'll be here to do the football.
Okay, do the two together. All right, we'll go on a quick break now. When we return, Tunde Okusiku will be here for the rest of Sports Tonight.